In the beginning, before time touched matter, there was a kingdom of eternal light. Upon the highest heavens, the Eternal One reigned, creator of all by the power of his word. He spoke, and light exploded, pure, radiant, tearing through the primal dark. From his breath, the first angels were formed, pure fire, loyal and holy. Michael, the archangel, was born from the lightning of justice, his sword a flame of truth. But among the celestial hymns, a discordant note began to rise. Lucifer, the morning star, angel of beauty and light, gazed upon himself with pride. A forbidden thought bloomed in him. I will rise above the clouds. And with that first thought, darkness began to gather, silently, powerfully. 1/3 of the heavenly host fell under his charm, deceived by the promise of stolen glory. Heaven was no longer at peace. A strange vibration shook the throne room. Michael felt it, a chill wind in a sea of brilliance. The Most High remained silent, as if letting free will choose its path. And then the heavens trembled. A trumpet sounded from the sacred throne. Michael unfurled his wings, fire igniting in his eyes. The time of war had come. Lucifer, he called, you are no longer light, but darkness dressed in splendor. Lucifer smiled, a cold smile without repentance. I will build my throne among the stars. And the first war in all creation erupted, not over power, but over truth. The skies turned red, not from the sun, but from clashing swords of angels. Michael's blade struck the blackened shield of Lucifer. Light and shadow collided in the sky. The faithful angels cried out, holy, holy, holy. But the fallen screamed in chaos, no words, only rage and ruin. Angelic wings beat like storms, tearing through realms unseen. Stars shuddered above, witnesses to the celestial war. Michael fought not with hatred, but with justice burning in his soul. Lucifer, now the rebel, breathed black flame, consuming weaker spirits like ash. But justice does not fear. Iron. It presses forward like a fire unquenchable. Michael roared, for his name I will not retreat. Behind him a light blazed like 10,000 dawns, the promise that never fails. In one breathless moment, time froze. Light and shadow locked in a final blow. Michael struck Lucifer's chest, not to destroy, but to judge. Light exploded, casting darkness into the abyss without end. Lucifer fell, not the morning star, but a shadow falling forever. The fallen host tumbled with him, lightning cast out of heaven. The gate of the abyss slammed shut, echoing through all spiritual realms. Silence returned where angels once stood, not triumph, but sorrow. Michael bowed before the eternal throne, not proud, but reverent. Justice has stood, he said, but hearts are broken. And the Creator spoke, now mankind will carry the mark of this war. For on earth the battle would continue, not with swords, but with faith. Lucifer, now Satan, would seek to destroy all that is beautiful and holy. And Michael, the archangel, would stand guard until the end of days. Among the stars, a prophecy was written, light will triumph on the final day. Scars tore through the heavens, a sacred reminder of the cost of freedom. Humanity had not yet been formed, but the shadow of war reached toward them. When Adam was shaped from the dust, Michael stood watch at Eden's gate. And Satan, lurking like a serpent, whispered the old lie, you shall be like God. The war descended from the skies to the earth, but its essence remained unchanged. The hearts of men became the battlefield, between light and shadow. Michael looked upon mankind with compassion, for they knew not the war they were born into. And so began the age of temptation, trial, and choice. Prophets arose, voices of the eternal echoing in mortal tongues. Satan wove lies like silk, wrapping truth in shadows. But always the angels watched, silent, fierce, ready. When fire fell on Sodom, it was not just judgment, it was a warning from the sky. When the Red Sea parted, Michael stood on the shores, guarding the path of deliverance. He fought not with hands, but with divine will unleashed through chosen vessels. In the wilderness, Satan whispered again, bow to me, and all shall be yours. But light cannot be bought. It shines because it must. Through kings, through warriors, through poets and shepherds, the great war continued. Heaven's host waited for the day the word would become flesh. And when the child was born in Bethlehem, the stars aligned in holy stillness. Satan trembled, for he knew his time was short. The angels sang, but their eyes remained on the battlefield. Michael stood above the manger, his sword invisible, but present. As Christ walked the earth, angels followed, watchers of the Lamb. Satan tempted, twisted, lied, but the light walked on. And then on the hill of the skull, the clash reached its deepest point. The sun hung between realms, his blood crying louder than war. Darkness rejoiced too early. 3 days later, light exploded from the grave. Michael stood at the tomb, not to fight but to witness glory. From that moment, the war shifted, no longer to prevent salvation, but to blind men from it. Every prayer became a strike against the darkness. Every soul redeemed, a victory in the heavens. But Satan still prowls, wounded, desperate, dangerous. He whispers to nations, raises empires of pride. He cloaks his schemes in beauty, but death follows close. And Michael waits, with sword drawn, eyes fixed on the end. For a final war is written, not on scrolls but in the stars and hearts of saints. When the trumpet sounds, heaven will descend. Michael will lead the host, the armies of light. And Satan will rise one last time, clothed in lies, defiant to the end. But no darkness can stand before the light eternal. The skies will crack open. The king will ride in fire and glory. Michael will strike, not alone, but beside saints made new. And the dragon will fall, forever bound, cast into the lake of no return. Then there will be no more war. The swords will rest. Tears will be wiped from every eye. And the heavens will sing a new song, never again interrupted by rebellion. For the light has conquered, and the war in the heavens is finished. And peace at last will flow like rivers across creation. The throne will shine with unending glory, untouched by shadow ever again. Every knee shall bow, every tongue confess, the Lamb is victorious. Time will yield to eternity, and the story will become the song of the redeemed. And from that day forward, there will only be light forevermore.